evening and welcome to News Tonight on Rajya Sabha Television, your one-stop for the day's biggest news stories. My name is Aishwarya and these are the headlines. Former Jharkhand Chief Minister Madhu Koda sentenced to 3 years in jail along with close aide Vijay Joshi, former Coal Secretary H.C. Gupta and Jharkhand's then Chief Secretary A.K. Basu. New chapter unfolds in the history of the 132-year-old Congress. Party workers celebrate as Sonia Gandhi hands over charge to Rahul Gandhi. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates a 60-megawatt Tweerial hydropower project in Ezawal. Project makes Mizoram the third power surplus state in the northeast after Sikkim and Tripura. And US government likely to stop spouses of H-1B visa holders from working. Trump administration's move to affect thousands of Indian families working in the US. The day's biggest news story, former Jharkhand Chief Minister Madhu Koda was sent to 3 years in jail for corruption in a coal block allocation case. Koda's close aide Vijay Joshi, former Coal Secretary H.C. Gupta and Jharkhand's then Chief Secretary A.K. Basu have also been sent to jail for 3 years. In its verdict, the special CBI court said that white-collar crimes were more dangerous to the society than ordinary crimes.
Another politician convicted in a corruption case. On Saturday, former Jharkhand Chief Minister Madhu Koda was awarded a 3-year jail term by a special court in a case of coal block allocation scam. The court also imposed a fine of 25 lakh rupees on the former chief minister. A disappointed Koda said he will approach the High Court.
मुझे उम्मीद था कि मुझे इसमें कुछ रिलीफ मिलेगा और वैसे नहीं हुआ। मेरे विरुद्ध एक फैसला आया है, न्यायालय का फैसला है। अब हम चाहेंगे कि निराश जरूर है इस फैसले से हम, ताकि हताश नहीं है। न्यायालय में जरूर अपनी बात को, अपील कोर्ट में मैं अपनी बात को रखूंगा आने वाला भविष्य में।
A 3-year jail term was also handed over to former Coal Secretary H.C. Gupta, ex-Jharkhand Chief Secretary A.K. Basu and Madhu Koda's close aide Vijay Joshi. A fine of ₹1 lakh was also imposed on H.C. Gupta. Kolkata-based private firm Winnie Iron and Steel Udyog Limited was fined 50 lakh rupees for criminal conspiracy and cheating under the Prevention of Corruption Act. However, the court granted statutory bail for a period of 2 months to the convicts to enable them to file appeals in the Delhi High Court, challenging the conviction and the jail term.
अदालत ने 120B रेडियो सेक्शन 13(1)D में विनी स्टील को और विजय जोशी को सजा दी है और बाकी मधु कोड़ा और पब्लिक सर्वेंट्स को A.K. बासु वगैरह को 13(1)D में भी सजा दी है। सजा 3 साल की है मैक्सिमम और ये बहुत बड़ी राहत की बात है कि 3 साल की सजा करी है, अदरवाइज शायद कस्टडी में उनको सबको जाना पड़ता। इंटरिम बेल ले ली है और फाइन जमा कराने के लिए टाइम दिया है 3 जनवरी तक। तो कंपनी को हम पनिशमेंट नहीं दे सकते, जेल में नहीं रख सकते, ना उसके डायरेक्टर को जेल में रख सकते। इस कारण से कंपनी को सिर्फ फाइनेंशियल पनिशमेंट दी गई है एंड दैट्स 50 lakhs.
Following his sentencing, Madhu Koda will now be barred from venturing into electoral politics. With inputs from Mohammad Fateh Tipu, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
On to the other top story. Rahul Gandhi has taken over the 87th president of the Congress party. Rahul Gandhi takes over from his mother Sonia Gandhi, who served as party president since 1998. And soon after taking over, Rahul Gandhi made clear what his priorities as the party president will be, asking his partymen to stand up against the BJP. The new Congress president also exhorted his partymen to become an instrument of dialogue with the people of the country. Celebrations outside the Congress party headquarters on Saturday as a new chapter unfolded in the history of the 132-year-old party. Rahul Gandhi took charge as the Congress president, accepting the certificate of election in the presence of his family members, former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh and other party leaders.
Rahul ji, your election to the topmost position of the Congress president reflects the aspirations and hopes of lakhs of Congress workers all over the country. On you lay the hope and expectations of every Congress worker to lead the party and India to a better tomorrow.
In his very first speech as party president, Rahul Gandhi criticized the central government and Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
बीजेपी के लोग पूरे देश में आग और हिंसा को फैलाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं और इसको रोकने के लिए पूरे देश में सिर्फ एक शक्ति है, वो है कांग्रेस पार्टी का प्यारा कार्यकर्ता और नेता। वो तोड़ते हैं, हम जोड़ते हैं। वो आग लगाते हैं, हम बुझाते हैं। वो गुस्सा करते हैं, हम प्यार करते हैं। ये फर्क है हम में और उनमें।
Outgoing President Sonia Gandhi and former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh showered praise on the new leader of the party.
राजनीति में आने पर उसने एक ऐसे भयंकर व्यक्तिगत हमले का सामना किया जिसने उसको और भी निडर और मजबूत दिल का इंसान बनाया है। मुझे उसकी सहनशीलता और दृढ़ता पर गर्व है और मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि राहुल पार्टी के नेतृत्व सच्चे दिल, धैर्य और पूर्ण समर्थन के साथ करेंगे।
Rahul ji has been trained for a long period. He has been looking after many of the activities of the Congress party for many years, and he brings to this office of the Congress president a new sense of dedication, a new sense of commitment, a new sense of looking after the leadership role with courage and humility.
Rahul Gandhi is taking over the reins of the main opposition party in almost similar situation which were there when his mother Sonia Gandhi took over as party president almost 2 decades ago. In 1998, Sonia Gandhi assumed leadership of the Congress when it had clocked its worst ever Lok Sabha election performance till then, winning 114 seats. 19 years later, Rahul Gandhi became party president at a time when the Congress has just 46 seats in the Lok Sabha. 47-year-old Rahul Gandhi entered electoral politics in 2004, winning the Amethi Lok Sabha seat. He was appointed Party General Secretary in 2007 and was elevated as its Vice President in January 2013. He was also in charge of the youth wing and other frontal organizations of the Congress for a long time. He was given the responsibility of managing the party's campaign in the 2012 Assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh and the 2014 general elections. Rahul Gandhi is the 6th member of the Nehru-Gandhi family to take charge of the Congress. The party has been led in the past by Motilal Nehru, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi, who was party president since 1998. Rahul Gandhi will face his biggest test so far in the Gujarat-Himachal Assembly elections, where he led the party's campaign, prompting senior Congress leaders to clarify that she has retired as president of the Congress and not from public life. This is Panchanan Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV. And our correspondent Panchanan met with Congress leader Sachin Pilot soon after Rahul Gandhi's elevation. Let's listen in to what he had to say.
राहुल गांधी जी ने आज कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष पद की जिम्मेदारी औपचारिक रूप से संभाली है। हम सभी लाखों करोड़ों कांग्रेस कार्यकर्ताओं को शुभकामना देते हैं और उनके नेतृत्व में तमाम चुनौतियों का सामना करने की शक्ति कांग्रेस पार्टी में है। मुझे लगता है कि आने वाले समय में जो तमाम चैलेंजेस हैं उनको हम न सिर्फ सरमाउंट करेंगे, लेकिन आज वो लोग उम्मीद से देख रहे हैं कांग्रेस की तरफ, उसके अच्छे परिणाम आने वाले हैं।
युवाओं को तरजीह देने की बात कही है।
कांग्रेस में सबके लिए स्थान है, अनुभवी लोगों लोगों के लिए भी और नौजवानों के लिए भी। इस सबकी पार्टी है। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि राहुल जी के नेतृत्व में हम लोग आने वाले तमाम चुनाव जीतेंगे।
एक और बड़ी बात है कि अगले साल बड़े स्तर पर चुनाव है। देश के कई राज्यों में है, 8 राज्य कम से कम है। एक बड़ी चुनौती है उनके सामने।
भाजपा से लोग परेशान हो चुके हैं। मेरे अपने प्रदेश राजस्थान में कांग्रेस की सरकार बनना तय है, क्योंकि जो कुशासन किया है, जो लोगों की उम्मीदों पे इन्होंने पानी फेरा है, आज भाजपा बेनकाब हो चुकी है। इसलिए आने वाला समय कांग्रेस का है।
धन्यवाद।
On to some other news. Mizoram has become the third power surplus state in the northeast after Sikkim and Tripura. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said this today after commissioning a 60-megawatt hydropower project there. He also assured that his government is committed towards mapping all state capitals of India's northeast region.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the 60-megawatt Turial hydropower project in Aizawl on Saturday. With the commissioning of the project, Mizoram has become the third power surplus state in the northeast after Sikkim and Tripura.
Turial hydropower project is the first major central project to be successfully commissioned in Mizoram. It is the first large hydropower project in the state. It will produce 251 million units of electrical energy every year and boost the socio-economic development of the state.
The hydropower project would produce 251 million units of electrical energy every year and will also help boost the economic development of the state. The Turial project was announced and cleared in 1998 by the then Atal Bihari Vajpayee government.
सरकार के इन प्रयासों का ही नतीजा है कि उत्तर पूर्व की योजनाओं में तेजी आई है। जो बरसों से अटके हुए प्रोजेक्ट थे, वो आज तेज गति से आगे बढ़ रहे हैं।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi also visited Shillong and addressed a rally there. He said that his government is committed to put all state capitals of the northeast on the rail map and has planned to bring 15 new projects to the region.
Over the next 2 to 3 years, an investment about rupees 60,000 crore is proposed under special accelerated road development program in the northeast area.
He also inaugurated a 2-lane national highway that will connect Tura in western Meghalaya with Shillong. Election for the 60-member Meghalaya Assembly is scheduled to be held early next year. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has said that the government is planning to double farmers' income by 2022. Addressing an international forum on agriculture, Jaitley said that his government is taking initiatives to improve rural infrastructure and help farmers get their due.
Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has said that the government is concerned about improving the agricultural sector and the rural economy. Addressing an international forum on the role of rural and agricultural finance to achieve sustainable development goals in New Delhi, Jaitley said the government is taking initiatives to double farmers' income by 2022.
Increase of the purchasing power of this group is extremely important for us because the growth of the larger economy depends on the economic potential and power of this group itself.
The Finance Minister said the government has taken various measures to improve rural infrastructure by building roads, electrifying villages, developing irrigation, providing credit facilities and crop insurance to farmers. He said it is extremely important for every society to ensure that food is made available at an affordable cost, while at the same time ensuring that farmers get their due.
In the first instance, trying to improve upon rural infrastructure and at the same time making sure that how do we ensure that the farmers also get their due.
Speaking at the event, NABARD chairman H.K. Panwala said that the mission of doubling farm income by 2022 will protect farmers from aberrations in weather. The event is being jointly organized by Asia Pacific Rural and Agricultural Credit Association APRACA and National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. Arvind Kumar Singh's report for Rajya Sabha Television.
The GST Council cleared the eway mechanism for the movement of goods. In its 24th meeting held via video conferencing, the GST Council, headed by Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, decided to roll out the eway bill mechanism from the 1st of June 2018. A Finance Ministry statement said the nationwide eway bill system will be rolled out on a trial basis by 16th of January next year. Now, under the eway bill system, goods worth more than 50,000 rupees have to be pre-registered online before they can be moved from one state to another. However, transporters need not furnish details on GST portal if the goods are being transported for less than 10 kilometers within a state. The eway bill mechanism has been introduced in the GST regime to plug tax evasion loopholes. Now, tax evasion is one of the reasons cited by the government for the fall in revenue collection in the month of October. And the Aadhaar body UIDAI has cracked down on Airtel after allegations of misuse of the Aadhaar eKYC services. It has temporarily suspended Bharti Airtel and Airtel Payments Bank. The action follows allegation of Bharti Airtel using the Aadhaar eKYC-based SIM verification process to open payments bank accounts of its subscribers without their informed consent. UIDAI also took a strong objection to allegations that such payments bank accounts are being linked to receive LPG subsidy. Now, this essentially means that Airtel would not be able to carry out electronic verification or mobile SIM card of its customers with their 12-digit Aadhaar ID. The Airtel Payments Bank will also not be able to open a new account with the Aadhaar eKYC. The matter came to light when more than 23 lakh customers received a total of 47 crore rupees in their Airtel bank accounts, which they were not aware of. Airtel has acknowledged the interim order and said that it will follow all the guidelines while also regretting the inconvenience to its customers. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu today underscored the role of leadership is crucial in present times. Now, speaking at the Rajya Awards function held during the India Ideas Conclave in Goa, Vice President Naidu said that India is stable and growing steadily even in the era of global disorder. However, he emphasized that the benefit of development should reach the last person. The Vice President also advocated simultaneous elections in the country. He also appealed to both the ruling party and the opposition to work together so as to avoid disruptions in Parliament. Now, praising Indian culture, the Vice President said that India has a glorious history and there is no dearth of talent in the country. He added that we need to preserve and respect our culture without any discrimination on the basis of caste, religion, region and language.
तो आदिकाल से वेदकाल से जो पुराण काल से पूर्वजों ने जिया और दिया विरासत में हमको दिया वही भारतीयता है। अलग भाषा अलग वेश फिर भी अपना एक देश विविधता में एकता भारत का विशेषता। Irrespective of caste, creed, sex, region, India is one.
And in news tonight, time for a very short break. We'll be back with more news. Stay with us.
Hello and welcome. I'm Amritan Shirai and you're watching Law of the Land.
The wildlife also, like dolphin sanctuary, like turtle sanctuary, those also were covered with specific studies by experts.
So dredging will increase turbidity. Turbidity will cause adverse effect on fisheries.
The way development is dependent on government funds only, and government funding is very limited.
Watch Law of the Land on Rajya Sabha Television.
Enter the majestic forecourt of Rashtrapati Bhavan and you'll come across the Jaipur column. A gift to the Viceroy from Savai Madhu Singh, the Maharaja of Jaipur, to commemorate the creation of the new capital. The 145-meter high column is crowned with 6 pointed crystal stars on a bronze lotus, and inside the stone shaft runs a steel tube which weighs a little more than 5 tons. The base of the column has text conceived by Lord and Sir Edwin Lutyens inscribed on it.
Thanks for staying with us. Now, the Interpol has cancelled the red corner notice against Dr. Zakir Naik. The International Criminal Police Organization has also instructed all its officers across the world to delete all data on the controversial Islamic preacher. The decision was conveyed by the Interpol to Naik's London-based legal firm Corker Binin in a letter dated 11th of December 2017. The Interpol's commission said that in a detailed report that the charges made by India against Naik were based on vague accusations. The commission further said that there was a lack of evidence against him. Earlier in May, the Indian agencies requested the Interpol to issue a red corner notice in an attempt to extradite Dr. Zakir Naik and bring him to India to face the law. In October, the NIA filed a charge sheet against Naik for allegedly inciting youth, giving hate speeches and promoting a communal enmity. The Indian government had also banned Dr. Zakir Naik and his organization, the Islamic Research Foundation, in November last year. Let's get you all the international news now. And Donald Trump's biggest tax overhaul plan is heading for passage next week as Republicans from both houses of Congress revealed their joint bill on Friday evening and pledged support for it. The bill promises the biggest overhaul of the U.S. tax system in 30 years. Support for the consensus bill comes after weeks of bickering over its details. The bill drops the corporate tax rate down from 35% to 21%, repeals the corporate alternative minimum tax, nearly doubles the standard deduction for individuals, and restructures the way businesses are taxed. The Senate and the House of Representatives, both of which have Republican majorities, are due to vote on the measures next week. President Donald Trump campaigned on a pledge to cut taxes, and passing the legislation marks a significant victory. He has said that he wants the bill signed into law before Christmas. However, critics say that the bill is heavily weighted to ease the tax burden of businesses rather than the middle class.
I'm very excited about this moment. It has been 31 years in the making and took a lot of hard work by a lot of people to make this day happen. I'm proud of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. I do predict both the House and Senate will approve this tax reform bill.
News from the UK now. Britain is seeking a bespoke arrangement or an individual or custom-made future trade deal with the European Union rather than copying existing arrangements like the European EU deal that they had signed. Now, stating this in Beijing, British Finance Minister Philip Hammond said that his government is not thinking in terms of off-the-shelf models like the deal that the EU agreed to last year with Canada. On Friday, EU leaders agreed to move Brexit talks onto future trade arrangements. The deal will keep Britain in the customs union, single market and under the European Court of Justice jurisdiction during a 2-year transition period after the country's EU withdrawal in 2019. A transition period is seen crucial for investors and businesses who worry that a Brexit could disrupt trade flows and also introduce chaos through financial markets.
I think, as the Prime Minister's said many times, it's probably not helpful for us to think in terms of off-the-shelf models. The UK is a large economy. We have a level of trade and commercial integration with the EU 27, which is unlike the situation of any trade partner that the EU has ever done a trade deal with before.
And let's get you all the sporting action in Sports Beat. Beijing unveiled official emblems for the 2022 Winter Olympics and Paralympic Winter Games. The Winter Olympics emblem was inspired by the Chinese character Dong, which means winter. The upper half of the logo was originated from the shape of a speed skater, while the lower part was from the skier. The emblem of Winter Paralympics was transformed from Chinese character Fei, which means flying. Real Madrid will face a Brazilian club Grêmio in the World Cup football final today. In last 6 matches, Real has won 4 games, while 2 matches ended in a draw. On the other hand, out of their 6 matches, Grêmio has won 2, lost 2, and 2 games ended in a draw. In the semi-finals, Real Madrid beat Al Jazeera 2-1, while Grêmio beat Ochoa 1-0 in the semi-final match to reach the final of the Club World Cup. FIFA's ethics watchdog provisionally banned head of Brazil's soccer association Marco Polo Del Nero for 90 days. The FIFA Ethics Committee said that Del Nero was banned from all international and domestic soccer activities and could be excluded for a further 45 days. The ban was imposed after a request from FIFA's investigatory chamber, which is looking into unidentified violations of the organization's ethics rules. That's all in this edition of news. But before we go, the Eiffel Tower is all set to attract visitors during the Christmas season, with its transformation as a winter wonderland complete. Visitors are being welcomed by a family of shiny penguin sculptures and a replica of the Eiffel Tower with mirrors. We'll leave you with these stunning visuals. Thanks for watching.